So financial year end, 2nd of July, the weekly advisor movements, some big numbers this week. Exits, quite massive as people go through their annual cleanup. People look to exit the industry. So 354 advisors actually ceased operating in the last 7 days. And that number could have been higher, but we've verified some of the movements where other data companies have looked at in terms of Vic Super. Vic Super is going through its merger with First State Super. So those numbers we decided to exclude from the ceases this week. That was 55 advisors currently going through the merger. And then there are 18 odd advisors from Luna Group as the Stanford Brown organisation run by Jonathan Hoyle, as it transitions from a company to a trustee status. Whilst the FAR at the moment has them as ceased advisors, you will see them transition back into the industry and they are excluded from these numbers, but still this number is significantly higher than previous weeks and is indicative of year-end movements of previous years. Switch to licensees. Again, this number was quite high comparative to prior weeks, 40. Joined advisors, actually 3 advisors joined. So Jake, Luke, and Rochelle. Luke joined Olive Financial Markets. That licensee is actually had a stay of execution by ASIC at the moment until they look at the AFSL. It can't accept new clients, so it's servicing existing clients at this stage. But that could be another casualty of ASIC's ongoing monitoring program. The average years of experience of leavers. Now, this was a question posed on my previous post. Here you can see a breakdown. So 10% of those advisors who left last week had 30 plus or years more experience. So more than 30 advisors have been in the industry for quite some time. On the other end of the scale, you can see 0 to 10 years, 48% of advisors. Now, I just caution on these numbers, the years of experience on the ASIC register is somewhat misinterpreted sometimes because a lot of these are accountants that are leaving the industry that previously were not required to actually put down their years of experience in terms of under the limited AFSL options. So these numbers, I guess, are of quite concern in terms of the years of experience of those leavers. Again, shout out to a couple of the switchers, Berenice up there in Ballina, moving to Crown Wealth Group, Marchi Stanek, the Financial Services Partners, the IWF-owned FSP down in there in Canberra, moved to Matt Brown's Australian Unity, and Jerry leaving Count Financial, Matthew Rose Group, to form their own group there in Perth, Agnew Financial Group, so a new license that was set up in Perth. Top gains, again, nothing significant in terms of major movements. Avana continues to grow by virtue of the MyPlanner license being cancelled. IFA, Independent Financial Advisors Australia Group, the Daniel Bramwell owned IFA Ost, added 3 new advisors, still down from their high back in December 18. Agnew Financial Group, as aforementioned, added 3 new advisors from Count, and Evans and Partners. Interesting week this week with Evans and Partners, with Alan Dixon stepping down from the Evans and Partners board after Dixon Advisory merger 4 years ago. So they had a couple of advisors joined in terms of a net movement, and pretty flat though from their previous highs. Top losses. Here you can see some big movements. Phillip Capital. Now, Phillip Capital decided to get out of retail financial advice and focus solely on wholesale markets. So 35 advisors no longer in the retail advice sector. So formally closed to new retail advice clients. Interprac, Gary Crowell's group, net 15 Again, a bit flat from December 18. This has been a bit of a shift from previous periods where there has been a market increase of Interprac financial advisors. Millennium 3, again owned by IWF, so a cleanup going on there, down from 306 to 273. And then the two major limited AFSL holding companies, so Merit Wealth owned by Eastern Group, so down, lost 14 accountants, and SMSF Advisor Network, 14 accountants left there. So some significant reductions going on across the accounting industry around limited AFSLs. My quote of the week, I like this one, and it's from Francesco De Ferrari at AMP there. I can sit down with a real estate agent and make $1 million investment in a house without any due diligence. So in front of the inquiry there, I guess it's a pointed question around a pointed statement around the increased compliance issues and around the accessibility and affordability of financial advice currently facing Australians. And I guess it's a shout out at the moment to our current campaign that we're running called Together Australia. So I would encourage everyone to, I guess, galvanise the industry and get around that campaign. But that's it for the week. Please join me next week for increased numbers. Again, if anyone wants any further details, please reach out. Thank you.